Here.
Mrs. Mulligan,
Here.
and Dr. Urso is excused this evening.
So then, you've taken care of our, okay. And we have one person who signed in for to address the board.
Yes.
Would you come forward, David Brock, and let us hear what you have on your mind?
Hello.
Hello.
I'd like to address the Board of Education from Middletown, Ohio. I'm not a great public speaker. Didn't really want to be here, but I have to for my family's sake. I'm going to go ahead and read from my phone because it'll be quicker that way. I would like to start off by saying I'm proud to be a citizen of Middletown, Ohio. I, along with my wife, are educators. We are raising 2 boys, one gifted, one with autism. They are both thriving in Middletown Public School System. I, as well, would like to thrive in the Middletown Public School System. Why am I here tonight? Honestly, I don't know. I've had a stellar year. I, with my God-given compassion, perform my duties as a paraprofessional on a daily. Any work or documentation that I completed was done in a professional manner, in the way I was trained. I never heard of or received any complaints, never been written up, reprimanded, counseled, or instructed in my job performance by any teachers, administrators, students, or their parents. Yeah, humbly, honestly, if you ask anyone, they will tell you that Mr. Brock is a humble person. I am a self-starter. I am dependable and stern when need to be. I never complain about duties or behaviors. I always have a smile and a compliment for every job done well. I've always approached every behavior using the nurturing heart approach, which I've been trained in and instructed to. I have over 16 years of experience working with children as well as adults. Staff knew that if they needed they could pass the plan on to me if they needed to step out for a moment. I would take control. I never had a problem at the end of the year. Each teacher gave me an appreciation letter. They were shocked as well as I was to hear the news that I will not be invited back next year because my job performance was horrible. I, at my review, heard these words: I do not know how to handle behaviors. I ask people what to do. My work was inadequate or incomplete. I did not know how to communicate with children or staff. I'm late all the time, I've lost my badges, and that I'm only good for working with a one-to-one disabled kid in a wheelchair. And that I am not a self-starter. I am told that I'm I'm told I'm not good with large groups. And not to mention that my attendance is horrible because I've had COVID, lice, eye surgery on purpose so I could lose 3.5 days of pay. No, none of this is true. I could go on and would love to sit here in a room of administrators and explain how a ball is being dropped right before their eyes. Yes, it's a lot deeper than 3 minutes, but what I'm here for, I would like to have a meeting with my administrators, my peers, and anyone else involved in my unwanted and unforeseen departure from Middletown City Schools to discuss this matter further if I could. I'm not asking for anything tonight, but just to look into it.
Thank you for the information. You probably know that the role of the board is to make sure that our policies are followed.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the best resolution right now, maybe not a resolution, but our path will be to go back and check and see that all policies were followed as they should be, and give this some consideration.
Yes, I follow.
Although we do not directly hire or dismiss employees.
Like I said, it's worth more than the 3 minutes that I'm asking for.
Sure.
It's deep, very deep.
Okay. Well, we'll check our policy and get back to you.
Thank you.
Is that okay with the board?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So, where are we? Oh, the agenda.
Approval of the agenda.
We need to have a motion to approve the agenda for tonight.
Yes.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? Then let us vote on the agenda.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mrs. Shepherd?
Yes.
Mrs. Stewart?
Yes.
Mrs. Mulligan?
Yes. And so, first thing on here, oh, wait, we have to do the Pledge of Allegiance, don't we? Let's do that. Chris is much better at this than I am. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And our first, now the financial report, that's separate from the, is that separate from the consent, or that's on it? That's
It's part of the
included?
consent,
Okay,
yes.
we're good then, okay. So we, any questions about the financial report?
No.
Okay, we'll go item by item, then we'll move ourselves down to the next thing after the consent agenda. I forgot what that was.
Mrs. Mulligan, if you want to get a motion and a second,
Oh, we do that?
and then
for-
we'll open up discussion. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All we've done is, okay, got it on the table. All right then, we're going to approve the, no, we're not going to, I lost
Just,
track.
yeah, we just need a motion and a second, and then we can have discussion.
Oh, now it's
before-
time, we already had the motion, didn't we?
Not for the consent agenda.
Oh, okay, sorry, everybody. Okay, so now we're going to do whatever Randy said. We're going to vote on the,
We need a motion and a second.
a motion and a second to
On the consent agenda?
move along.
Yes.
I thought we did. I apologize.
I do too.
I would move that we approve the consent agenda. Second.
All right, any discussion?
Now you can have discussion. Yes.
Hearing none? Now let's take a vote.
All right. Mrs. Schreiber,
Yes.
Mrs. Stewart,
Yes.
Mrs. Mulligan,
Yes.
and Mr. Moore.
Yes.
Okay. Now, all these things are on the consent agenda, so we just kind of, there's no questions, any clarification needed on anything here?
Nope.
A lot of routine things. Okay, and I guess the things requested by the various departments, they're included under the consent agenda? Instruction and so on?
Now we'll have to go down to human resources.
Okay.
Those are outside.
So we're going to, okay, so human resources. That's personnel agenda? No. Okay, this is the second last thing. MOU, a memorandum of understanding. They've asked us to approve a memorandum of understanding that was going to be, that Mr. Edwards had proposed.
Maybe I can give you a little light on the memorandum of understanding from HR. So we recently looked at our head secretary position at the high school, and we moved her from a 260 contract to a 225 contract. We did that maybe about 2 years ago. We needed to go back in the contract and clean up the language with that position. Moving her from a 260 to a 225 contract was in direct correlation to the days that the principal worked. So we, like I said, we had to have some contract language cleaned up, and that's what you see in front of you tonight.
So when you say 260, you're talking about the number of days?
Correct.
Okay.
And this has been going on anyway, you're just making it official with the MOU?
We're cleaning it up, correct.
Okay, so we're voting on that separately, I guess. Mr. Bertram? Are we going to take, discussion?
No.
Motion and a second.
Oh, so moved.
Thank you, Anita.
Do we have a second?
Second.
And now do we have any discussion? Sound like it was just explained to us adequately. Okay, now we can vote
explained
on
clear
it.
in the minutes.
Pardon?
It was
We're good.
explained in the information that was sent out.
Yes.
So just need to take a vote then?
Yes.
Yes. Mrs. Mulligan?
Yes.
Mrs. Stewart?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mrs. Schreiber?
Yes.
Brings us to committee reports. I know some committees have been meeting. So let's call on the Community Center Committee. Ms. Stewart?
I attended the community center meeting on last Thursday. The primary topic was on ways to continue our funding efforts and fundraising efforts, and to get an update on where we were in reference to getting the full funding for the project. The project is moving along pretty well. There is still some work to do around getting the funding for the gym. So Mr. Moore brought forth some interesting options for the committee to consider. Those options were discussed, and I think we are now waiting for the district and the city of Middletown to have some conversation about which way to go with those options. Todd, do you have some?
No, I enjoyed that conversation. We met, there was members from the city staff and the district. I think we had a very open discussion about the challenges in the project and some potential funding solutions. The outcome of that meeting was that we would potentially have a joint meeting with council and our board to discuss maybe how we can address funding the gym. Yeah, so I look forward to that conversation.
I received a call this afternoon from Paul Lally, and we'd like to have this meeting July 5th from 3:30 to 5:30. And I'll need to know that we'll have a quorum there so I can advertise the meeting. If we don't have a quorum, we can still have the meeting. We just don't need to advertise it. So please, in the next day or two, let me know if you're available for 3:30 on July 5th.
How many
It's a
people
Wednesday.
are, how many people are on this committee?
Well, it's a joint meeting
Okay.
between city council and our school board. So we're just
And
going
the
to come
quorum-
together
the
and
quorum would
have
be-
dialogue.
At least half the people?
Yeah, we need a quorum, 3 and 3 from both council and the board. Not that, it's their meeting. They have to have a quorum to get the meeting going. We're participating, and if we have 3 or more, I have to advertise it as well, because we are conducting school business. There will be a presentation as well that, between the city and the school board, that we're putting together for council and for you, so you can understand where we are in the process. And I believe part of that meeting will talk about the community block grant option that Mr. Moore brought to our attention.
Is this going to be a regular city council meeting?
It's a special meeting.
That we're attending?
It's a special meeting on their behalf that we're attending, so it's a special meeting.
So
for
it's
both of
just
us.
about this topic?
Yes,
Okay,
yes, good question.
okay.
And so when you're referring to members, you're talking about the people from our board who are on that committee?
Yes. Well, no, I'm talking about our entire board
Oh.
and entire council. I imagine some of the members of the committee will be there as well. Don't know how many. We'll advertise it for the committee as well, so
Okay.
everyone is welcome.
Okay.
We'll be in council chambers?
We'll be in council chambers downstairs, yes.
Okay.
And what's the date again and time?
That's Wednesday, July 5th at 3:30, and it'll go approximately 2 hours,
Okay.
up to 2 hours.
Are you going to get that? And we'll make sure that Chris knows.
Chris,
Oh, he might,
he'll be
he's
there.
available.
Yeah, he'll be there for that one.
Okay.
Yep, that's why we made it so early.
Thank you. All right, the admin committees, Mrs. Scheibert and I are on the policy committee. And Ms. Scheibert, you want to report our progress?
Well, we talked last time about the last time we met, and we've got another meeting coming up. Randy, I think it's the 13th, am I correct?
Yes.
Because I also saw written in this notebook the 6th, but I think it's the 13th now.
Yeah, I
Yes.
changed it. Your notebook, well,
You're
it
right.
might show both, but yeah.
So we are going to be considering a new package of policies from OSBA.
Yep, from May.
They're- Right, right.
Yep.
Okay.
And we'll continue to meet, I guess, monthly, but we're caught up, we will be caught up with the backlog of policies to review.
Yes.
Thank you. And other committees, the finance committee?
Nope, I think we only had the policy committee, and we reported on the policy committee, so we're
Okay,
good
and
with the district committees.
Improved, they wouldn't have met, the DLT wouldn't have.
Right.
met. Okay, oh, we don't have any, okay. All right, I guess that brings us to board reports. Let's start down there at the end, Mr. Moore.
No comments this evening. Thank you.
No, I have nothing. No comments. Thank you.
I have nothing. Thank you.
I can't think of anything. It's, where did June go?
Year's half over.
It's almost over. I'd like to, oh, sorry, I skipped. You go next.
I probably have the
Went
most
line.
important announcement that I'll make in my adult life, and that is to say, happy anniversary, 30 years to my wife Sandy. I love you very much.
Oh,
And it's today.
It's
Oh.
today.
It's today. Yeah, very good. We can't skip that.
congratulations.
Nope,
No, that's
Continued
awesome.
happiness.
Mhm.
I think that's one
Love
time I
conquers
talked
all.
about me, so.
Love conquers all. I'd like to give a shout out. We have 2 teams right now. We have a team in Philadelphia attending the ISTE conference. Looking forward to what they're going to learn and bring back to the district. So that's pretty exciting. We have principals and some of our teacher leaders and teachers are in ISTE for the next 3 days. We also have a team at Model Schools, the Model Schools Conference, which is in Orlando, doing the same thing. So lots of information going to be coming back to the district, and exciting to see what we can apply and what we use forward as we move forward in the upcoming school year. So big thank you to them and the time they're spending learning this summer.
It's good to have our teachers participating in these cutting-edge things.
It is.
Yes.
Yep.
I guess that's it.
That's
Can
it.
we have
That's all I
a
have. Yeah.
motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The meeting is adjourned.